All right, guys, let's get started. Welcome. Glad you're all here this morning. We're just going to start with a little centering before we get moving. So let's come into Tadasana and just march in place a little bit, energizing the feet, feeling the arches of the feet. Then we'll let the feet settle into place. Let's take a big inhale, draw the shoulders up. Exhale, release. Let's do that again. Deep breath in, release. One more time. Let the shoulders settle down the back. Let the eyes close or just let the eyes soften. And let's continue to take some deep breaths right into the heart. As we breathe in, let's expand the space around the heart. And as we breathe out, let's draw the core muscles inward toward the spine. So the breath is really active. Let's let the chin drop toward the chest, taking a couple of deep breaths into the back of the neck. Let the eyes softly open. We're going to lift the chin slowly, slowly, reach it up to the sky. We'll take a couple breaths here, pressing the chin upward. Then let the head and neck come back to neutral, and we'll draw the chin back, look downward, exhale, and inhale back to a centered place. Let's let the right ear drop toward the right shoulder. Back to center. Let the left ear drop to the left shoulder. And back to center. Let's draw those shoulders both way forward. Take a couple of breaths into the up, the shoulders. Let the shoulders release. Just roll those shoulders back a few times. And let the shoulders settle. Let's find our thigh band, and we'll step right into that. And Sandy, grab a thera band as well. And for those at home, if you don't have these bands, you just use your imagination. We'll still get a lot of benefit from these movement patterns. Make sure you get the exact right one. These are thigh bands.
Yeah.
Yep. Yours is inside out, so just flip it. And then one of these thera bands. I'd pick red or green. They're the same. Medium. So bring the feet wide enough that you feel like you're putting a little energy into the legs, lightly pressing out on the band. As we breathe in, we're going to reach the arms up and sit back into a squat, reaching our weight back into our heels. As we exhale, we'll push upward. So we'll sit deep, inhale, reaching those arms up. Exhale, push upward. And let's do a few more of those. A lot of energy in the feet, pressing upward. We're pressing lightly out into the band. Weight is in the heels. And you'll notice my feet aren't that wide apart. We want the knees to track right over the ankles. That's going to keep the knees in good shape here. Let's do 3 more. 2. Last one, we're going to sit, hold, weight is in the heels, arms are reaching. We're lightly pressing outward into the band. A lot of energy in the legs. One more breath. Then on our inhale, let's rise up. Exhale, just release those arms. Bring the palms forward, press into the hands. Sit down into your squat. Pushing lightly outward into the band, press into the palms of the hands. Now, as we inhale, let's open the arms wide and lift. Exhale, sit deep, press those palms. See if you can sit just a little deeper each time. The next time we drop down, we're going to hold there breathing, interlace the fingers, start to pull apart on those arms, breathing into the upper back. Then on an inhale, release, reach up. Exhale the hands behind the back. We'll interlace the fingers back there. Roll the shoulders back. Press the palms together. Breathe deep here. Core is drawing in just a little bit, so we're not in a back bend. One more inhale. And exhale. Release those arms. Give them a little shake. Find your ball, and we'll take that between the palms. So glad I now know how to turn the stove on or off. Forgot it was on. So you're going to hold the ball between the palms, reaching it forward. As we inhale, we'll sit into our squat and reach the ball up to the sky. Exhale, push upward, squeeze into the ball. Inhale, sit deep. Exhale, push upward. Keep some energy in the band. Pressing out into it. Let's do 3 more. Sit a little deeper. Last one, we're going to hold. Draw the core muscles in. Little pulses up with the arms. Keep sitting deep. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release, and just roll those shoulders back again. We're going to press out into the band. Sit back into our squat. We'll bring the arms forward this time. Lift onto the heels as you inhale, or the balls of the feet, and lower on the exhale. Lift the heels. Inhale. Lower the heels. Exhale. Now, if we really want to get fancy, as the heels lift the arms. As the heels lower, lower the arms. 3 more. Last one. And lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Let's set the ball down. Let's come on out of our strap. And come right to the back of your mat into Tadasana. I turned the other heat down as well. I just want to check it. So find Tadasana, hands at the heart center. From here, on an inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the hands back to the heart. We'll do that a few times. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling back to the heart center. One more time. The next time we inhale up, let's keep our arms lifted. We'll exhale into a chair pose. Should feel very liberating without the band around the thighs. Let's take one more breath in. And as we exhale, we'll fold forward and the fingertips down to the mat. Take a full breath here. Then we'll bend the knees enough that we can bring the palms to the mat. We'll start to walk the hands forward toward the front of the mat. Let's come all the way into a plank pose. So find a nice strong plank pose. Take a full inhale, then scoop from the core to lift the hips. We'll walk the hands back little by little until we eventually make our way into our forward fold. From there, let's roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, comes to the heart. Let's switch sides of my neck. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up. Chair pose. Full breath in and forward fold. Let's take a couple breaths in our forward fold, just letting the head hang, letting the back decompress. Then bend the knees enough that you can bring the palms to the mat. We'll walk the hands forward, little by little. Eventually, we'll be in a plank pose. Hold there for a couple breaths, scooping the core in and up. Then from the core, we'll start to lift the hips, walk the hands back, little by little, until we're in a forward fold. Slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Once you rise, inhale, lift, and exhale to the heart. We'll do that same vinyasa again. Inhale, reach up, chair pose on the exhale, full inhale, and exhale, fold forward. Take a full breath in your forward fold. Then bend the knees enough to palm the ground. We'll walk those hands forward little by little, finding our plank pose. We'll either hover in plank, or if you'd like to take a vinyasa, lower slowly down. Inhale to cobra. And we'll exhale back into downward facing dog. Let's hover in downward dog for a breath or two. Little by little, we'll walk those hands back toward the feet, forward fold. Roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Same vinyasa, one more time. Reach to the sky, hold, chair pose on the exhale. Full breath in, fold on your exhale. Take a full breath in your forward fold. Then palm the mat. We'll walk the hands forward, doing our plank pose. Either hold plank or lower down. Cobra. And we'll all press back to downward facing dog. Let's linger in downward dog for a couple breaths. And walk the hands back little by little to the feet. Forward fold. Roll up slowly. On an inhale, reach up. And exhale, the hands to the heart. Let's bring our hands to the hips from here. Step the left foot forward. Nice big, long, striding step. We're getting ready for a triangle pose. Let's reach our left arm forward and our right arm back. With an inhale, let's reach forward. Then we'll tilt into a triangle pose and hold here for a few breaths. On our next breath in, let's tilt back up to standing. Exhale, release those arms. We'll clasp the hands behind the back. Roll those shoulders back. Put a little bend in that front knee. From here, we're going to dip down, bringing that left shoulder to the left inner knee. Let's start to lift the arms. We might stay right there. Let the head drop toward the mat. 3 full breaths. On our next inhale, let's lever our way back up. Exhale, release those arms. As we breathe in, let's reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's step our right foot forward and our left foot back. Let's find our ground here for triangle on side 2. We'll reach our right arm forward, left arm back. On an inhale, reach forward, then tilt on the exhale, and we'll hold our triangle pose, lifting the heart toward the sky. On our next breath in, let's tilt up to standing. Exhale, release those arms behind the lower back. Inhale, lift the heart, and we'll breathe here, rolling those shoulders back. One more big inhale. Exhale, release, and we'll step back to Tadasana pose. All right, oh gosh, we forgot. So thank you for turning my back. Thank you. How could we forget? So we put a bend in the front knee, hands are clasped behind the back. We bring the shoulder to the inner knee. I'm like, I can turn my back to you guys. I can just do the other side. Now let's lift back up and release the arms. Right? Did I forget anything else? Okay. Let's step back into Tadasana pose toward the back of our mat. With our inhale, let's reach up, hold the arms lifted, chair pose on the exhale. As we breathe in, let's rock forward onto the balls of the feet. As we breathe out, we'll sit back into the heels. Let's do that 2 more times. Forward on the inhale. On the exhale. 1 more time. Heels on the ground. Take another full breath in and exhale, fold forward. Let's linger in our forward fold for 1 more breath. And then come on down onto hands and knees. To hands and knees. Let's take a few breaths in cat-cow. Arching the back on the inhale and rounding on the exhale. And breathing our way back to a neutral spine. Let's unweight the left knee. So it's just hovering in place. We'll swing that left hip out to the left. Inhale, exhale, bring it down again. Inhale, reach it up to the side. Exhale, lower down. We'll do 1 more. Then bring that knee down. Other side. Unweight that right knee. We'll hinge that hip open. And exhale down. Inhale it out. Exhale down. 1 more time. And bring it down. Let's come down onto our forearms. We'll again unweight that left knee. This time we're going to keep the shape of the leg, but lift the knee up to the sky. And as we exhale, bring it down, hover it just off the mat. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it down. 1 more time. Other side. Inhale that right leg back and up. Exhale it down. 2 more. And 1. Release down. Let's rest in child's pose. From here, we're going to do that same little vinyasa one more time. You have the option of doing it just the way we just did. We'll add a couple variations, or adding your TheraBand back. So if you'd like to use your band, your thigh band, bring it around those thighs again. And then we'll come right back into our tabletop. Once we find tabletop again, we'll take a few breaths in cat-cow. Nice deep breaths in our cat-cow. And back to a nice neutral spine. Hug the arms inward toward the center. We'll unweight the left knee. We're going to hinge that leg out to the left. And then bring it down. I know. Won't go nearly as far. That's okay. We get more power for the mileage here. Let's keep on going. Do a few more reps. On this last one, we'll hinge open, hold. Scoop the core in. Little pulses. Out, out, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Other side. We'll hinge that right knee open to the right. And bring it back down. Hinging open on your inhale and down on your exhale. Keep working that left hip over the left knee. Don't let it lean out to the left. We'll do 2 more. And on our last one, we'll lift and hold. Scoop the core in. Little pulses. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. We'll rest. Child's pose or puppy pose. And let's rise on up again. This time we'll bring the forearms down onto the mat. Still want to hug those arms toward the midline to energize the pectoral muscles. We'll unweight that left knee. Keep the shape of the leg. We're going to reach that thigh back and up. Exhale it down to hover. Inhale, reach it back and up. Exhale it down. We'll keep on going. Press the full length of the forearm into the mat. Energy in the hands. 2 more. And this last one, we'll lift up and hold. Tiny pulses. Up, up, up. 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold. And bring it down. Other side. Unweight that right knee. Reach that right thigh back. Lower and hover. Keep on going. Energize the hands. Two more. On our last one, we'll lift and hover. Hold. Tiny pulses. Up, up. 5 more. Lift and hold. 1 more inhale. Exhale down. Rest in child's pose. From here, let's make our way onto our back. So we'll roll right on down. Feet on the ground. Arms at our sides. Let's take a few breaths and just sway the pelvis side to side. And coming back to center, firmly plant the feet. We're going to lift up into a bridge pose. Inhale, lift straight up. Exhale, lower, straight down. Straight up on the inhale into bridge pose. Lower down on the exhale. Let's do a few more. We're just lightly pressing out into the band. And you can take a peek at your knees and feet. We want the knees over the feet, so they're in line with the feet. The next time we lift into bridge, let's hold there. Reach the knees away. We're pulse lightly out on the band, pulsing both legs out, little tiny pulses. Keep the hips lifted. Scoop the abs in. We'll do 5 more. Last one, press lightly out. Hold, lift just a little higher. One more inhale. Exhale, lower slowly down. Let the arms stretch out a little bit. Gently sway those knees side to side. Coming back to center, let's find that nice neutral sacrum. From here, we'll lift legs up into a tabletop. Our head can continue to rest on the mat, or we could bring fingertips behind the back of the head and curl up head and neck. See the leg stretch. Reach one leg away, and then the other. As we reach one leg away with the band, pull the opposite thigh slightly toward you. Let's do 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Feet to the mat. Rest your head. Rock the pelvis side to side or sway the knees side to side. Breathing deep. And swaying everything back to center. Make sure the knees are aligned right over the feet. Arms come in close to our sides for bridge pose round 2. We're going to lift the hips straight up into bridge. Inhale. Lower straight down. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, we'll lift and hold. Light press out on the band and hold a nice steady light pressure. We're going to pulse up from the glutes this time. Little tiny pulses from those glutes. Up, up, and up. As we do, we're scooping those core muscles down and in. Make sure the whole sole of both feet firmly planted on the mat. We'll do 5 more. 3, 2, last one, hold. Reach with those knees. One more inhale. Exhale. Lower slowly down. Rest and breathe. You can open up the arms and sway the knees. It might feel good to bring the knees in close to the belly. Take a few resting breaths. Come back to center. Arms at our sides. Feet just hip distance apart. Lift up into bridge. Take an inhale. Lower on your exhale. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, we'll lift and hold. Reach those knees away. We're going to pulse out through the thighs and up through the glutes at the same time. Little pulses and out. Eight more. 3, 2, last one. Lift and hold. Press out on the band. Push up through the glutes. One more inhale. Exhale, lower, straight downward. Let's unweight the feet. We're going to reach them up to the sky. Flex those heels and point the toes. Flex and point. Breathe deep. Then press upward through the balls of the feet. Head and neck can stay resting, or we can lift and support the back of the head in our hands. Let's slowly open the legs outward to a V shape and resist as we come back to center. So we're offering ourselves some resistance, imagining that we're moving through something thicker than air as we scoop back to center. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Feet to the ground, rest your head, rest everything. Deep breaths. And again, let's stretch the legs upward toward the sky. We can lift our head and neck or stay resting. We'll curl up into the core if you're lifting. We're going to open out into that V shape again and slowly close just like before. But this time we're going to take our left hand and reach through that space. As we open out into that V, reach that left hand through that space like you're trying to touch the far wall. Let's do 3, 2, one more on this side, and switch hands. Reach, reach, nice. Right through the middle. 2 more. 1. Release. Let's take the strap away. Set it aside. Feet to the ground. Let's let the knees drop away to one side. Rest there, taking some deep breaths. And let's sway those knees over to the other side. Rest there. Take some deep breaths. Then back to center. We're going to locate our other band. And again, if you don't have one of these at home, that is still fine. You can still do this movement. We're going to roll it up to a seated position. So we'll sit with our feet on the mat, and let's place our ball right behind the lower back. So, like so. So just kind of wedge it in, kind of low down on that lower part of the spine. Perfect. Then let's reach our arms forward, roll the shoulders back. Tuck the tail down a few inches, scoop from the core. We're going to roll back up. Tuck the tail, curl down a few inches, scoop from the core to roll back up. Let's do 3 more. Last one, we'll tuck the tail, curl down and hold. Keep scooping the core in. We're going to lift the arms and lower the arms. Lift and lower. One more time. And then curl back. We'll find our band. And if you're using a band, you can also use a strap if you're at home. Hold it in the palms of the hands, so it's about shoulder width or maybe a little bit wider than that, right out in front. Then roll the shoulders down the back. We're gonna curl down into the ball as we do. Pull the strap apart, roll back up, bring the strap back to center. Curl down, pull apart, scoop back to center. We want to keep a little tiny micro bend in the elbows. Let's do 3 more. Maybe we could pull that strap apart just a little wider. The next time we curl down, we'll pull, scoop that tailbone under. We're going to open and out and in. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Curl on up. We're going to capture the balls of the feet with our strap and stretch the legs out. Roll the shoulders down the back. Tuck the tails. We're curling down toward our ball. And then scoop up just like before. Tuck the tail. Curl down. Scoop back. Last one, we're going to tuck the tail, curl down and hold. Little micro bend in the elbows. Open the arms wider apart. Close it again. This is everybody's favorite move from Reformer, so thought we'd bring it into Yogalates too. Let's do 3 more. Open out, hold, scoop a little lower, lift a little, scoop a little lower. 3, 2, 1. Curl on up. Let's bend the knees again. So we'll inch the heels back a little bit. From here, elbows wide again. Tuck the tail, lean into the ball, hold. We're going to pull the elbows back and then reach the arms forward. Rowing, pull the elbows back. Reach forward. If you want to challenge yourself, scoop down a little lower into your core. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Well, stretch those legs out long. No matter which side is higher or lower. So straps are crossed. If you like, you can also curl the band around the backs of the fists. That's optional. We're going to tuck the tail, curl down and hold. Look over your left shoulder. We're going to pull that left elbow back and reach the arm forward. Pull that left elbow back. Reach the arm forward. Let's do 3 more. One. Curl on up. Nice neutral spine. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Tuck the tail. Curl down and fold. Look over your right shoulder. Reach that right elbow back. Then lengthen the arm. Reach the elbow back. Lengthen the arm. Let's do 3 more. One more. Curl on up. We'll bend the knees a little bit. Take the strap off of the feet. And once again, we're just going to hold that strap a little bit wider than the shoulders, about shoulders or slightly wider. Bring the soles of the feet onto the mat. 2 balls rolling away. Bring it back. We're going to tuck the tail, curl down, hold, scoop into the core. Lift the arms up. As you do, open the strap wider, lower down. Lift up, open a little wider. Curl down. We'll do 3 more. 2, 1. Good. Curl on up. Yeah. We'll take the ball out. And again, we're going to roll down onto our backs. So come on down onto our back and bring the band onto the ball of the left foot. And if you're home, it's all right. You don't have to have a band. You could use a strap. So we'll reach that leg upward to the sky. And then we'll reach the right leg up to the sky too. We're going to lower the leg with the band a few inches. Bring it back up. Then lower the leg without the band a few inches. Bring it back up. So it's scissors variation. We've all done this movement, just not with one foot in the band. Nice. Then bring both legs back up. We're going to lower both legs together just a few inches to where you feel your core having to work. We're holding on to that band. We're going to lower the left leg just a little further. Bend the right knee. Bring that thigh in close to the belly. Then stretch the right leg up to the sky. Bend the right knee. Stretch the right leg out over the mat. Bend the right knee. Stretch it up to the sky. Bend the right knee. Stretch the leg out over the mat. We'll do this movement pattern one more time. And hover. Then let's reach both legs back up to the sky. We'll put the band on the ball of the right foot. Let's flex both ankles before we do the other side. So both legs are reaching for the sky. We want to hold the strap with both hands. So we've got a space in between there. We're going to lower the right leg a few inches. Lift it. Lower the left leg a few inches. Lift it back and forth. Once more each side. Just lowering toward the mat. Then bring both legs forward over the hip. Pause. We're going to lower both legs together just a couple inches, just to where you feel your core. From there, we're going to lower the right leg down a bit. We need a space between the ends of the band. Bend the left knee. Stretch it up in between those bands. So Sandy, watch me. Bend and lengthen. Bend and reach up. Bend and lengthen. One more time. Beautiful. Then we'll reach up to the sky. We can take the band away. Stretch the legs up and let's flex those feet forward and back. We'll do one more scissors variation without the band. So head and neck can continue to rest, or we can lift head and neck and support with our fingertips on the back of the head. Let's lower the right leg to hover just off the mat. Then scoop it back up. Lower the left leg, hover. Scoop it back up. Let's do each side one more time. And we'll lower the right leg and hover. As it rises up, reach that left leg down. And we'll keep on switching. Let's do 3 more. And bring both knees into the chest, rest your head. Wrap your arms around the legs, give yourself a big hug, and rock side to side, breathing deep. Rocking back to center, let's clasp our hands over the right shin. Stretch the left leg out long, let it rest on the mat. Let's gently rock this right thigh side to side, massaging into the hip. Bringing that right thigh back to center. Let's take a half happy baby pose. So we'll start to present the sole of the right foot up to the sky. We can hold with our right hand in the crook of that right knee to support that. Or if we can hold the outer blade of that right foot without stressing the back, we can hold that way. I want this to be a resting pose. So left leg is stretched out. Take whichever hold is most restful to you in this moment. Right knee should be pretty bent. Deep breaths. And let's guide this right thigh back to center. Take hold of the knee with the left hand. Let the right arm release to the right. And on an exhale, we'll twist toward the left side, keeping that right shoulder on the mat. Let's lengthen out the exhales. Something that might feel really nice here in this twist today would be to simply support the right inner thigh with the left palm. And then we can stretch that right leg out and bend it while we're in the twist. Might feel good after all that side work. So you can play around with that if you like. And let's all put a nice deep bend in that right knee. Take a full inhale, full exhale. Slowly, gently come back to center. Place the sole of the right foot on the mat and bring the sole of the left foot to the mat as well. Take a few moments to just find that neutral spine again if we came out of that. Then let's bring the left thigh close in. We'll clasp our hands over that left shin and stretch the right leg out long. Roll the shoulders down the back, and we'll start to gently rock the left thigh side to side. Let's bring it back to center, and we'll begin to support the left thigh just with the left hand so we can come into a half happy baby pose on this side. So we'll start to present the sole of that left foot up to the sky. We can hold the left knee crease. There should be an ample bend in that left knee. Or if we've got long arms and it's easy to hold the outer edge of that foot, we could do that instead. We want the back to be able to stay relaxed here. Let the hip really open and take a few deep resting breaths here. And let's gently guide that left thigh back to center. We'll switch hands. So we're holding the knee with the right hand. Let that left arm release to the left. On an exhale, twist to the right. And we'll either simply rest here or begin to support the left inner thigh with the right palm. So we're just holding that so we don't go too deep. Then let's stretch that left leg out if you did an unside one and bend the knee. You play around with that. If it feels delicious, keep going. If not, just rest. And let's all put a nice deep bend in that left knee. Take a full breath in. Nice long exhale. And gently roll back to center. Put the sole of that left foot on the mat. Bring the right foot to the mat as well. Find that nice neutral spine again. And from there, our next stop is Shavasana pose. I'm going to dim our lights here. If there's any other gentle pose or movement pattern that would feel good to you to round out your practice, please take a few moments. You're also welcome to bundle up. Just set yourself up for Shavasana. As we drop into Shavasana state of mind, even if we may still be exploring some final poses, let's become aware of the breath. And let's take a long, deep breath in and a slow, full breath out. Let's do this several times. A slow, deep breath in and a long, clearing exhale. As you continue these deeper breaths, imagine the exhale like a soft and gentle waterfall, just clearing your whole body from the crown of the head down through the soles of the feet. So each time you exhale, just picture this nice clearing waterfall-like energy. Then you clear out mind and body, the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. Let's take a few more conscious breaths that way, filling the lungs on the inhale, consciously clearing on the exhale, releasing anything you didn't need, other people's energy, baggage, stuff. We don't even need to know what it is. Releasing and inviting your mind, your body to become like a clear running stream. And when you feel complete with those exhales, just let the breath do whatever it wants to do. If you find that visualization helpful, you can stay with it. And we'll drop deeper into Shavasana. Let's bring our awareness back to the heart. Taking some slightly deeper breaths right into the heart center. How would you breathe if the heart were really clear and free? Breathe that way. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Let's stretch a little if that feels good. And let's slowly, gently make our way to one side, coming into a fetal pose. Using our hands to help, press our way up to a centered seat. Let's close our eyes when we get there, bringing the hands together at the heart center. Let's bow the head to the heart. Take a moment here to honor the good energy that you put into the practice. Invite that good energy to strengthen and nourish the best parts of you, your kindness, your passion for living, your compassion toward others, your sense of humor. Invite the good energy of the practice to stay with you throughout the day and to radiate outward to everyone whose lives we touch. May we all have hope, joy, love, light, and laughter. Thank you so much for coming, and namaste.